The time for Axie Origin theory crafting has come. In this video, I'm going to explain 3 different kinds of Axies that I think you should consider buying if you're looking for affordable Axie Origin Day 1 builds. Now, let me be clear. I think everything I'm going to talk about in this video is pretty affordable and should be very playable on the first days and weeks of Axie Origin. However, you should consider this to be entertainment spending, and everything I am talking about is for entertainment purposes only. I really mean that. I am not a day trader. I am not a flipper. I have never tried to be, so don't think of this as that kind of advice. But I do believe these are great value purchases you can make because we're all going to need some new Axies to go along with the ones we already have for Axie Origin. So let's get right into it. I made a little notepad here just to keep track of stuff, and we're going to start with the one on the bottom. So this is a build that I call the Bruiser plant, and I want to say it's a little bit complicated. The plant cards are very diverse, so I really had to filter out a lot of stuff to get a consistent marketplace filter that wouldn't give me super whack builds. The idea here is pretty simple. In any strategy game, turn-based or real-time, a Bruiser is generally a creature that has both high attack and high defense. A bulky, damage-dealing creature or monster or what have you. So with the plant cards, there's actually some very high damage. You're getting 60 to 65 damage for 1 energy pretty easily, while also being able to heal, defend, and even shuffle some debuffs into the opponent's deck. So we're in the marketplace. They just upgraded it. We can see that now we have the Origin cards built into the actual Sky Mavis interface, which is awesome. And we're going to use this to take a look at 2 different examples of the Bruiser build. This one, as of right now, is still available for 0.011 or under 40 bucks. These are all 0 breed count. I'm always filtering for 6 out of 6 purity and 0 breeds right now until, Chop Suey could be good, but I'm sticking with pure Axies as the starting point for my theory crafting to keep things simple. And then these potential points will be maxed out at 15, basically, in case you don't know yet. By having a pure Axie, you max out the points that you can use to allocate runes and charms, which is a way to buff the power of your Axies in Origin. There's going to be a lot to think about. So let's take a look at this, right? So we have Confusion on the eyes, 1 energy, 60 damage, pretty good damage, and we're shuffling a Confused into the opponent's discard pile. We can now see that's an unplayable Ethereal, so they're going to draw it once. It's going to waste a card in their hand, and it's going to disappear. I think Ethereal means it's going to banish at the end of the turn. You have Clover, summon 1 Clover, which is a plant summon with 35 HP, and it's going to grant leaves to your Axies, so you're getting some extra HP and some extra resources on the board with this Axie. Pumpkin, 1 energy, 70 shield, secret, and you're going to be able to draw a card with it. So card cycle and shielding, zigzag, restore HP equal to 50% of unblocked damage, 60 damage. So again, good damage and good heal, Bruiser style. Watermelon, whenever it's drawn, restore 20 HP and do 50 damage. Kind of like a one-off Anemone style card in the context of Origin. This one is a little bit, the damage at 50, the heal at 20. Is that going to be the right balance? I'm not sure. But I think the Zigzag Watermelon combo, for example, seems pretty strong. And then Hot Butt, shuffle 3 burns into the opponent's discard, and now I can finally see it. Unplayable, Ethereal, at the end of your turn, all allies take 8 damage, so you're shuffling 3 AoE damage cards into your opponent's discard. Once they shuffle the deck, they're going to get hit with those. I mean, this just looks like it has a lot of damage, a lot of defense, and it's going to be able to deal damage, shield up, and then re-heal, being pretty annoying for the opponent. Let's take a look at another example. So this one's got some different stuff and a couple of the same attacks. Again, pure 0 breed count, which is pretty good. Man, I'm so excited we're theory crafting Origin right now. Can I just say, oh man. So let's take a look. Again, it's, what is it? Oh, someone bought this. This one was under 0.02, but it looks like someone bought it since I prepared for the video. So there you go. It's got Poppy, 1 energy, 45 heal. Target any ally whenever this is drawn. Restore 20 HP. I guess, to that ally. So you're getting some heals either for this plant or for the allies. We've got Clover again, which is summoning that 35 health leaf-generating ally or minion or whatever I should call it. Pumpkin again for the shield and the card cycle. Then we have Herbivore. So it's if initial, restore 15 HP, and it's 65 damage. So it's a little stronger than Zigzag in terms of damage, and it can heal 15 even if it's only hitting shields, but it doesn't have the same maximum heal that Zigzag does. It's just 15 HP and that's it. So Herbivore seems interesting. Rosebud is self-healing for 70, and then Carrot, gain 1 energy if this attack causes HP loss to target, 40 damage. So I feel like I honestly like this other build a little more. This has a little more damage, a little faster pace while still healing a lot, and I think Zigzag has a little more combo ability, but this one is a little more of a full defense, self-healing option. Just another example. I would say I think I prefer this one, but this, I mean, I think it was like 0.012, so it was still a really good deal. And these are all 0 cost, right? So in this case, if we wanted to breed it, I don't know where the stats are right now. Let's not worry about it. So those are the Bruiser plant examples. So what are you wanting to filter for? Here, forget about this high-risk cards. This is no longer true. But yeah, basically the filter is this. I filter for a lot of cards. Here it is. Beach, Biden's, Blossom, Carrot, Cattail. Cattail's good. It provides taunt. Confused, Cucumber Slice, Hatsoon, Herbivore, Hot Butt, Lotus, Mint, Poppy, Pumpkin, Rosa, Rosebud, Sakura, Silence Whisper, Turnip, Watering Can, Watermelon, and Zigzag. That was my filter. I know it's a lot, but hey, if you're looking for exactly what filter I used, I could show you a lot more examples, but I'm trying to move through this video relatively quickly. I guess I did have one more example. Let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at this. One more example, then we're going to move on to the next build. Just for fun real quick, because I think I left this one out for some reason. So another example... Oh, no, this is the one we just looked at. It was the other one then. Defense healer. I feel like there was another one that was a little stronger. Let me glance at this. If it doesn't seem good, we'll just move on. Yeah, so this one... Confusion seems pretty strong. Let's take a look at this real quick. So Confusion, 1 energy, 60 damage. Shuffle a Confused, Unplayable, Ethereal into the opponent's discard. Clover, again. We'll see if Clover is good. Clover, Pumpkin combos on a lot of these cheap plants. Then Silence Whisper, target any ally, 1 energy, 65 heal. Seems to be a lot of backdoor attacks in Axie Origin, so that could be a useful attack. Now, Strawberry Shortcake, a 0 cost, 60 heal, says retain, target any ally, banish. So with Silence Whisper, Strawberry together, and then the Hot Butt and the Confuse, and the Pumpkin and the Clover, you can basically defend, shuffle debuffs into the opponent's deck repeatedly, or into the discard, which then goes into the deck, and you can heal your allies as you choose over and over, especially using these custom strawberries if the 2 energy isn't too much. So this one could either be a really strong sort of like healer priest, like World of Warcraft priest type of thing, or something, you know what I mean? Like just healing, like in the raid. Seems like it could be pretty good, right? So these are the kinds of things you will see if you filter. You gotta maybe, I think you have to add Strawberry, Clover, Shiitake, Mushroom. Add the summons into the filter maybe, because I might have left those out of this list. So add in those summons, I guess. Anyway, you get the idea. I'm expecting that y'all are reasonably smart enough that you can fill in the gaps. It's not like a perfect, absolute, 10,000% explanation. It's just we're moving pretty quick here at the very beginning of the meta, and we're going to be iterating and learning as we go. Next up, the next build, the Tank Aqua. This is basically the double anemone, and I filtered out a few things. So I filtered out Risky Fish, and Giro, or Giro, however you say that, Gero. Those were both aggressive moves that didn't really have any synergy with the anemone. Here's my thought process behind anemone being good in Origin. I just feel like anemone builds are relatively common, they're relatively affordable, and it could be a really strong and easy to pilot archetype. Those of you who have scholarship programs, maybe anemone is coming back, because I feel like it's going to be relatively easy to get value with anemone teams early in the Axie Origin meta. That's my best guess. I could be wrong, but they're so affordable, because one of my principles is I want to buy affordable Axies with simple synergies, not Galaxy Brain stuff yet, because it's so early. I just want to buy some simple, safe Axies to start learning with and potentially get some big wins, because, simple synergies work. Anyway, let's take a look at this one. So the key factor here is double anemone. Whenever this Axie draws anemone, restore 20 HP. So that's, going to give you a constant source of healing throughout the match. You have Nemo for gain 1 energy, banish, and those anemones do damage as well, of course. So the Nemo is going to be an energy cycle with 15 more energy just to squeeze past some lethals, survive with like 10 health thanks to the Nemo earlier in the match, that kind of stuff. Lamb seems to have great synergy with Anemones still, just like in Axie Infinity Classic. Now it's got deal 20 bonus damage if this Axie's HP is above 75%. So with Nemo and with the Anemones, you're able to heal up, heal up, heal up, and then Lamb, boom, bonus damage, 85 damage for 1 energy, actually offsetting some of those Anemone cards doing a little bit less damage, only doing 50 damage. There could be some good synergy there. Lamb now gives you a bonus for being healthier as opposed for taking more damage, so you can really have a potential to snowball with aggro, defense, and heals. And I actually really like this one. This guy is only 0.015, about $50. Really like it because it's got 2 different shuffling of debuffs here. So Sleepless, 60 damage, 1 energy. Shuffle a Daze, an unplayable Daze into the opponent's discard pile. And Daze is super strong because it's not ethereal, so it seems like you can redraw it over and over, or your opponent can. And then Inkling, 1 energy, 60 damage. Shuffle 1 Jinx into the opponent's discard pile. Unplayable, ethereal, and then deals 15 damage to their furthest Axie. So the Sleepless Inkling combo seems super strong. Anemone combo is, of course, strong. Lamb has synergy. Nemo has synergy. Frankly, if I had more Weath, I kind of... I spent money on Axie Infinity Classic builds thinking we were going to focus on that, and it's now Origins happening, and I feel so dumb. Dude, if I had the money, I'd be buying this right now. I think the Sleepless Inkling on an Anemone build is incredibly strong. I wish I could buy this, but I can't, so I'm just showing it to y'all. Yeah, that's looking good. And then this was another example. Again, we got the double Anemone. And as usual, guys, I've decided to not do so much editing because it just takes so much time. I'm doing so many things. I'm hitting you with this raw and unedited, but I hope you're enjoying the video. If you got this far, please like the video. Maybe leave a comment. You know what to do. Hope you enjoy this. I'm trying to do the Origin content. So yeah, this Anemone combo has Catfish with it, Swallow, and the double Anemone Catfish, we never saw it very often in Axie Infinity Classic. It just wasn't as strong as Goda or Lamb or even, I guess, Piranha maybe on the mouth, like some other options. But here I think double Anemone Catfish seems pretty good. Recover HP equal to 50% of unblocked damage, so the same as Zigzag and all the other mouth heals like Razor Bite, etc. 1 energy, 60 damage, and this can synergize with effects like Fragile and stuff. I need to keep refreshing what every single effect does, where it's all coming out all at once, and I'm still learning, but the potential for Catfish to synergize and give you even stronger heals is pretty good. Double Anemone Catfish could be good. It might be worth picking one up. This build does have Inkling again to shuffle that Jinx into the opponent's discard while dealing damage. And then this build has Clear, so it's a 0 cost, and it discards cards and redraws before being banished. So some pretty awesome card cycling. I'm not sure about the Navaga on this particular build. If initial deal 15 more, maybe not the perfect synergy, but at least gives some damage to this build, maybe to offset Catfish being a little bit less damage. Could be good. I really think, and again, this one is $60, a little more expensive, but I've been mostly looking for stuff under 0.02. The last build is under 0.03. It was a little more expensive, but in general, seeing some really good value. Again, 0 breeds. Really good value. So with that said, let's get to the last build of the day, and that's going to be a pretty classic build. You already probably heard some people talk about it, but I will say Triple Nut Beasts, it's fun to look at them, and I figured we'd end the video by looking at some of this, right? So here's a pure Triple Nut Beast. In case you aren't aware, yes, in Axie Infinity, there was 2 different Nutcracker cards, but now in Origin, the Ear Nutcracker is also going to have a card. So there's triple Nutcracker builds. As you can see, these are a bit more expensive. 0.023 or $80 was the cheapest I could find for a good one. Because the thing is this, and I want y'all to think about this. When you're buying Triple Nut Beasts, you can't really buy builds that only have a single Rage card. So, for example, Ivory Stab in Classic was really only good when you ran it with Ronin for the guaranteed crit to give you the energy generation. Now, Ivory Chop is only good, or Ivory Stab, rather, is only good if you have Rage Synergy, because it has an effect that is unlocked by Fury. If I'm not mistaken, it makes it cost 0. So you got to filter out for cards that have the Rage combo, unless you're going to filter for all the Rage cards and build a Rage Beast. Basically, what I did is turn off Imp and turn off Branch Charge, and then I filtered for all 3 Nut parts to be included, all 3 Nutcrackers. And then this is one example. So Chubby, 2 energy AoE, which could be good in an aggressive deck. I'm really not sure how strong AoE is going to be. Chubby, I'm very unsure. Is that good or not? I just honestly don't know. The triple Nutcracker. When played, this Axie's Nutcracker cards gain 6 damage this battle. I'm really curious to see how strong that's going to be. And then here we have Ronin. deal 50% more damage per energy spent this turn, and then Dual Blade, apply Fragile for 4 turns. Just an absolute damage dealer, simple dealing damage. Could be really good if Nutcracker raw damage aggro is good. If triple nut teams are strong. Could also be way too simple, not enough synergy. This build, I would say Ronin seems like a weak link because there's no way to use lots of energy, so there's not a lot of synergy. Also not sure about Chubby, but again, this is one of the cheapest ones I could find. Going up a little more, 84 bucks. This one still had Chubby. Seems like a lot of the cheaper builds have Chubby, or maybe I'm just imagining that. Triple Nut again, Ronin again. This one had Pocky, attack random enemy, apply taunt for 2 turns. So as you can see, honestly, these triple nut builds are a little more expensive, and frankly, not as much synergy. I'm actually thinking the triple nut build might be kind of tapped out, at least on the cheap end of the market. So if you're looking for a really exciting triple nut card set for Origin, you might have to go up in price, because these two are the cheapest I could find, and they weren't as cheap as I wanted, and they're not quite as good as I wanted. So, you know, I think in this series we'll probably explore a bunch of builds. Some of them will be slapping, and some of them might be like this, where I'm kind of like, sheesh, it doesn't look as good. So yeah, honestly, to me, triple nut at the budget end, not looking so good, and I'm just going to be honest about that. But the other 2 builds looked really nice. I love these anemone fish. I love these bruiser plants. Bruiser plants! So let me know, what y'all think? Let me know in the comments, what kinds of builds should I cover in the next few videos. Going to be pumping out some Axie Origin theory crafting content and going from there. Super excited. Thank you for watching, and that's all I got this time. So I will see you in the next video. Flux signing out.